This is the plaintiff, Derraco-Franklin. He says he was hired to choreograph a music video for the defendant, and they shot it in Miami. After everything was done, he never got paid, and the defendant's response was, "She's having problems." Well, the defendant's problems are not his problems, and he has no other choice but to sue for the $1,600 he's owed. This is the defendant, Kalyani. She says the plaintiff is unfortunately suing the wrong people. She was only the middleman on this production. She's not responsible for paying this man. It's unfortunate he wasn't paid by the artist who hired him, and she expects the judge to agree with her assessment of the situation. She's accused of stiffing a choreographer, but good.
All parties, please raise your right hands.
Welcome back to the People's Court. Next case on the docket. The plaintiff hired the defendant to choreograph a music video and says the woman stiffed him. But the defendant claims she didn't hire the plaintiff. The star of the music video did, and that's who he should be chasing. It's the case of I Want My MTV.
Thank you, Douglas.
You're welcome.
Okay, Dominique Derraco-Franklin, you are suing Kalyani and her company for $1,600 that you say they owe you and have not paid you. Can you tell me what happened here?
Basically, on November 20th, I was contacted by Dancers Gallery, where I teach on Wednesdays, about a gig opportunity.
Okay,
So we basically
and that's in 2020?
Yes, correct.
Okay.
And then we had pretty much less than 2 weeks to prepare choreography for a music video for an artist named Jimbo Lever.
Okay.
I never met the artist myself, but I gathered 6 dancers from across Broward County in Miami, Florida, and we was able to put it together before December 4th, where the video was shot in Miami, Florida.
Okay, and what was your job? To choreograph how many minutes?
It was I believe it was a 3-minute piece.
Okay, and then what were you going to be paid for choreographing it?
The agreed amount was $1,000.
And then the dancers were going to be paid what?
It was $150 each, but it went overtime, so we were promised overtime pay for the dancers. Okay.
Kalyani, do you have a contract? Does your company have a contract with the plaintiff?
Yes.
And what does that contract say? It says a lot of things, but what does it say about who's supposed to pay him?
The client artist.
Where does it say that?
One moment. Okay. Production agreement. It says here, production agreement. It says, due to the special terms of this agreement, all funds must be paid up front. The total amount due for the music video for the song Title Authority is $2,500. It says 1 full production date equaling to 10 production hours. I don't see here about the artist.
Right. Neither do I.
Give me one. Let me check.
While you're looking for that, let me talk to you. You gave me some video that I wanted to look at. Is this what? Okay, tell me what. Hold on a second, Kalyani. Don't talk. Hold on. What is that?
That's a clip of the dancers after they completed the shoot with the artist. The artist is in the bottom left.
Yeah.
With the black.
This is during practice, I guess?
Yeah, that was on the set.
Yeah, but practice, right?
Correct.
Right. All right. So are you reading the contract for the first time, Kalyani?
No, I've reviewed it before, and I've seen that I see it on here. The artist is, required to pay all of the.
Okay, so show me what clause to look at that says the artist is supposed to pay the plaintiff. Show me where I look for that.
Okay. So, kind of towards the bottom, it says all other needs, wants, and requirements to be provided by the artist or representative of the client. Say that again.
All other?
All other needs.
Yeah. How does that mean that this need, which is what you hired him for, is supposed to be paid by the artist? Because, see, I have a crew member agreement where it is clearly between your company and him. That's exactly how it is. Shall render services, and not only that, shall render such services exclusively to your company. I mean, you couldn't be more clear that it's your company. In fact, if anything, what your contract shows is the exact opposite of what you're arguing here, that the artist is supposed to pay. So tell me what clause I should look at that says the artist is responsible for paying him his $1,000 or paying the dancers.
The agreement is between the client and the artist.
No, it's not. Who's coaching you to say that? Whose voice am I hearing coaching you to say that? Why don't you make him come on air? Who is that? Because what he's telling you is false. The agreement is between your company and him. So it's exactly the opposite of what you're saying. So why don't you make him hold the bag on national television? Who is that? It's one or the other, folks. Either you are testifying or he is testifying. Who wants to testify? Call it.
Would he be able to do it over the phone?
Sure.
Okay. All right.
So get him on the phone. But he's got to be sworn in, and I want to hear directly from him what he's saying, and I don't want him leaving you holding the bag. Go ahead.
Okay. Okay, so he said he cannot.
Yeah, I bet he can't. Because now I'm going to read to you the contract that he claimed to you said one thing, but you got eyeballs and you can read, right? What does it say?
Yeah.
It says the contractor shall render, that's him, render services hereunder from the start date, blah, 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 and shall render such services exclusively to, and then it names your film company, right? And then it says that everything belongs to your film company.
Question.
No, I'm talking now. Then it says, contractor acknowledges that the contractor's work is a work made for hire, and therefore your company shall be the author and copyright owner of all of the work. And then it says that the two parties to the contract, your company and he, agree to arbitrate. And then it says, this is the entire agreement. So where do you want me to see the words, we don't have to pay him? That's between him and the artist? See, because what happened is the artist stiffed you, right? Right, Caliani?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
And now that's a you problem, but you want to make it a Derraco-Franklin problem. And he doesn't want you to make it because his contract is with you, which is exactly what my eyeballs are telling me. So tell me where in this contract to see that the artist has to pay him. Where's that again?
There's a contract agreement between the artist and the client as well.
You say there's another contract. Is there a second contract, Mr. Derraco-Franklin?
Not to my knowledge.
Okay, why don't you provide the second contract that says something completely different from the first contract? Show me that, Ms. Caliani.
Alrighty. One sec. Addendum. Okay. The artist agreement. I'm trying to look for it.
You know, it's kind of the only thing this case is about. So you had to know this was going to come up.
Okay. I have the agreement right here. Artist production agreement.
Right. That's the agreement between the artist and you, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, where the artist talks.
Yeah.
Right. So that's the one you get to go to a court and sue for.
Okay.
Right. Where the artist has to
okay.
pay you, but he's not privy to that contract, is he?
Did you review the production agreement between us and the artist, or
I
just
don't care. Why would I care about that? That's not what he's coming to court and suing. I know the artist owes you money. That's a you problem. How does that become a him problem?
Because the artist chose him. What happened was we chose the first.
No. Show me a contract that he signs where he says he's going to get his money from the artist. Do you have that? Because that's what you say you have. And that's not what you have, is it? You have a contract where the artist is supposed to pay you money. And then that went south, and now you want to make that his problem. How do you figure? So again, I ask you for the last time, do you have a contract between him and the artist that says that he is expecting to be paid by the artist? He is expecting to be paid by the artist. Do you have that?
I don't have that.
Right, you don't.
But it makes it clear that the client is responsible for hiring and payment of the crew.
Okay, well, you do read, right? So you see that the contract I read out loud is a contract between you and him, and that's what he's suing on. Your company owes him money. Yeah. That's your contract. That's the only one he's ever signed. He's never signed anything else. You're literally arguing to me, yeah, but I don't have the money because someone owes me money. That's what you're arguing to me. That is not a legal premise. But the worst part of this, I don't know what the fellow who can't be bothered to come to court, who's telling you what to say, is to you, But you got to rethink that whole relationship with him, whether it's business or otherwise, because he has completely left you looking like a fool, hasn't he? $1,600 verdict for Mr. Derraco-Franklin.
Stick around, because after the break, Doug's in the hallway with the litigants, and Judge Millian is in chambers with her husband, John.
Does someone owe you money and you can't get them to pay you back? Well, contact us at peoplescourt.com. So the plaintiff is going to get his money after all. Ms. Caliani, let me ask you, are you at all surprised by the judge's decision here? Or did you learn something while you were reading the contract with her?
No, not surprised.
What are your thoughts right now?
I was doing a favor, so I work closely with the company, so it's okay.
Well, it's not okay. It's the guy who was talking to you in the background, I guess, who really is the main culprit here. Mr. Franklin, Derraco-Franklin, was it a worthwhile project to work on? How'd it work out? It looks like you were shooting in a football stadium, were you?
Yes, the dancers actually enjoyed it, but it was nice. It's just that was the only issue I had, was not getting paid as a choreographer.
Yeah. Did it ever see the light of day? Not
to my knowledge. I haven't seen it on social media or YouTube.
Yeah, okay. All right. Well, I hope you've learned something from this, but hey, look, you had a valid contract. There wasn't anything else you could do but sue them, and you did the right thing. So congratulations. Okay?
Thank you.
All right, Harvey.
So, Doug, look, this is why written contracts are so valuable. That if you had an oral contract, one person says one thing and no, that wasn't said, the other person says something else was said. Here, both people have the same document in writing with the same terms. Easy for the judge to figure out. That's the way to go.